Okay, so now it's time to create our PHP function which will make our button active. So right at the top of our page structure, let's type PHP, opening PHP tag, require once, and inside of the require once function, let's provide a path to our file, which we'll create in just a second, which will be inside of the inc folder, and the file will be called functions.php. Okay, now let's copy the name of the file, create the folder in the root of our site called inc, and inside of this folder, let's create the file called functions.php. Okay, inside of the functions.php, open in PHP tag, and we start with initiating the p variable and giving it the default value of index. So whenever the page loads first, there are no parameters sent through the URL, so that means that the default one will be index. Okay, now if condition is set, get, if we have any parameters inside of the URL, then we will do the for each loop, looping through those parameters. So for each get as key equals value. Now we'll check whether the value is an empty. So if is an empty value, then we'll create the variable with the name of the parameter key. So $, and inside of in between of the curly braces, the key variable equals trim value, to make sure that we get rid of any spaces at the end. Okay, so now this is going to create the variables. Now function, which we'll call get active. This function will take 3 parameters. One of them will be optional. The first one will be the case, second one will be page, and third one will be subpage. And we assign the default value of null to this parameter. Okay, we globalize 2 variables, which will be p, and global s, which might be created via through the URL. Then a switch, and a switch will take the case as the argument, the case sent as a parameter to this function. The case 1 will check if p parameter equals page, and if it does, then we want to echo, actually let's return double quote space class, and the name of a class is ACT. Remember to make sure that you're using backslashes before your next double quotes, because obviously we enclose everything inside of the double quotes. Okay, we copy this case, this entire case, paste it under. Next one will be 2, and the next one will check whether the p equals page and s parameter equals subpage. And if it does, it should also return active class. Okay, so our PHP function is ready. Now if we open our index.php file, and we also obviously need to apply this to our navigation. So after the first li tag, open in PHP tag, echo get active, and the first parameter is a case. This time we're only looking for the p parameter, and this one will be index. We're checking if p parameter equals index, and if it does, we want this function to display to echo the class active with this li tag. Now if we copy this, we do the same with the about us li. This time obviously we want to pass the parameter, the second parameter will be about. If we copy this whole thing and paste it to next to every single li tag in the navigation. Now with the sub navigation, we also need to, first of all, we need to change the case. It will be 2, because we need to check whether the p parameter equals about, and the second parameter equals our s, which we have assigned to this specific link. So in this case, it's going to be history. For this one, it's going to be team. And for the last one, it's going to be testimonials. Okay, now for this, again, it's just p parameter. So services, this one is going to be support, and the last one will be contact. If we save everything and open our browser, if we refresh, you can see we are currently on About Us testimonials. So About Us is active and testimonials is also active. If I click on Meet Our Team, you can see that a parameter is sending About Us from the main button and Team as the S parameter from the sub-navigation. If I click on Welcome, it's indexed, that's why it's active. Services, same here, support, contact us, and so on. We see it doesn't do our hover status yet, but we'll work with this in the next video when we're working with our functions.js file.